Every step in the manufacturing tea is important, but none is as critical as right here in the field. This is where the rubber meets the road, because it's the starting material that determines the final quality of the product. If you start out with poor material, you're going to end up with poor tea. So the pluck is absolutely essential to maintain quality. This is where the withering process begins. The green leaf is brought up to the withering locks, placed on these long troughs, and then the cool or warm air is blown through the troughs, up through the green leaves, driving off all the moisture. After the withering process is complete, the young, tender, succulent two in a bud, which was very firm, has become this very limp two in a bud, which is ready for the next stage of the tea manufacturing process, and this is called rolling. In ancient China, they simply took the tea and rolled it between their palms. It makes no difference if the tea is green tea, oolong, or black. It all goes through this same process. The rolling process ruptures the leaf cell, releasing the enzymes which begins the oxidization or fermentation of the leaf. It also releases the juices which coat the leaf, and this is the actual flavor for the tea that we drink when we pour the hot water on. This little model behind me duplicates that exact same process developed in China over 3,000 years ago. And we're doing it out here with a little model because the noise inside the rolling room is at a pretty high level. So the green leaf is placed in the roller. A pressure plate pushes the green leaf down over these battens, and then the exact same motion between your hands that I just did creates the turn and the twist and the curl to the leaf that creates the sizes of tea that we are familiar with. That's a critical part of tea lore. This process reduces the leaf and starts to break the leaf up into different sizes. These sizes have become known as grades, and these grades are such things as orange pekoe, broken orange pekoe fannings, and dusts. It only refers to size, and the size comes about as a result of rolling. This is called an orthodox roller. The green leaf is rolled on 4 separate rollers. Each roller reduces the leaf in size incrementally. When the rolling process is complete, it comes to the fermentation slabs. And these are the fermentation slabs. Here the oxidization takes place. The enzymes are fully active, and it's the process that takes the leaf from the green leaf stage through to a fully oxidized black leaf fermented tea. It stays in this condition for about 2 3/4 hours, sometimes 3 hours, depending upon the ambient conditions outside. The temperature is carefully monitored, and once the leaf is fully fermented, fully oxidized, it is then taken to the dryer, and the dryer arrests the fermentation, and that's what creates black tea. If we didn't do any fermentation at all, the leaf would remain green, and that's what is green tea. It's unfermented tea. If we allowed the fermentation to take place for 30 minutes, or maybe 45 minutes, we would have semi-fermented tea. Semi-fermented tea is oolong tea. So it is the fermentation process that creates the difference between green, black, and oolong tea. This is where the tea comes for drying. The fermented leaf is brought out to what behind me is a fluid bed dryer. By this I mean the tea is moved through the dryer on a bed of air. The temperature in the fluid bed dryer at the entrance is 260 degrees Fahrenheit. and it takes 18 minutes for the tea to move through the dryer on this bed of air. Here's the insides of the fluid bed dryer, and you can see how active it is and how much air is being pumped through to move the tea down through the dryer. The exit temperature is 200 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's this process that turns the leaf black. This is the tea as it emerges from the dryer in the familiar form of black tea. You can also see that there are lots of little pieces of brown stems and stalk in the tea. These will be removed during the sifting process, because this is unsifted, unsorted tea. But the actual manufacturing process is now complete. Our tender 2 leaves and a bud have been converted to the familiar black tea.